Have you ever gone close to throwing in the towel?
I haven't, no. I mean, don't get me wrong, had some very, very tough times. I mean, and as obviously I'll touch on it now, we have to restart as a business a couple of years ago. Um, we've been running as the same sort of limp company for 16, 17 years. We had a fire. So that was in 2019. Yeah, March 2019. So we had a fire in our unit at the time. So then the next year then was going through getting insurance over with that. So that was a really difficult period. I won't delve into too much detail on that, but wasn't quite as didn't quite work out as it should have, should we say, in terms of the way the insurance was. And then a year after that, obviously COVID hit. So obviously that brought its own charges, brought its own opportunities as well, COVID, but it brought a lot of challenges too. Then we had a massive growth then on our website, this is when the period was the Facebook ads, and it was working really well. Like I said, to keep up with that, we had to put more costs and more sort of process into the business to be able to keep up with that workload. So we took on more staff. We had a second shift going basically for production. So we were operating for pretty much 18 hours a day then. Then the algorithm changed and that dropped. And then all of a sudden you've got all this extra cost, these extra staff. You have all the work coming through for it. So we had to try and reverse out of that then. And then unfortunately we had to make a decision to sort of restructure, which was a difficult decision to make, but ultimately, we had to make a decision on it, which we did, and that was just over 2 years ago. So we've had to effectively restart from not from scratch. I mean, the wrong words. Also, we've got a customer base that we're able to tap into and everything. It's been a difficult couple of years, but it's we are sort of coming out the other side of it now, thankfully. And ultimately, like from my perspective and for my brothers, my parents started this company, and they could have, I suppose, cashed in a lot more back in the day when we were just coming out of school, but they offered us an opportunity to come in here with a full-time job and be part of the business. So I sort of see as that we owe it to them as well to carry this forward and make it as successful as we can.
Yeah, I mean, really hats off to you. It's tough, but sometimes you have some bad luck. Business is a lot about, those that have good luck and those that have bad luck, and every business that goes long enough will have some bad luck at some point. And sometimes, with a fire, and I can imagine all the stock, everything like that, and the insurance not paying out. I can only imagine how long it takes for an insurance company to pay out. The impact on the business is it's very, very difficult. Very difficult.
I mean, to be fair, when it comes to, obviously we lost all our stock in the fire, but obviously it's always short. And don't get me wrong, when we first go through something like that, all your customers are like, oh God, that's horrendous. Obviously expect our order to be a little bit late, etc. Everyone's very understanding to start with, because obviously no one wants to hear something like that happen. It's terrible, but obviously after a few months, then people have still got their own businesses to run. So if we're having issues because the insurance are not helping us out quick enough, that's not really their problem. They still got their business to run, which I completely understand, because we've all been there when a supplier maybe has an issue, and you think, well, that's not my problem. I got my own business to run. So it was more the reputational damage it caused. It took a long time really for us to really get through that period. And then I said, obviously COVID hit and what have you. And I think people don't realize how hard it is to get from, people got this idea when you do like a restructure, you basically just, start of the next day, everyone's happy and you move on. You don't. There's obligations you can't get out of. There's lots of other things that come out of during those periods, and you've got to find your way through them. I said we knew the first 3 years after were going to be difficult. They have been relatively difficult, but we're still going. We're still here, and we'll still be here in a year's time, and we'll get through it, and we'll progress from there then. But yeah, it has been a tough few years. There's no point dressing it up as anything other than that, really.
Yeah. Well, business is often about resilience, and sometimes you have to restructure. There is no other way, to keep things going. And I think you also, the other bit in there is the mental toughness as well to continue, because it was easy to potentially walk away, but like you said, you've got that legacy fact. You want to build it to the next level, and completely 100% admire that. What is the next level for Cobra Workwear? Where do you want to take the business?
Well, we want to ultimately grow to be, we want to be multi-million turnover with, good margins, good profits. And yeah, not just from the money aspect, but, that's what, we want to be one of the bigger players in our area, especially, but also, UK wide. So our plans over the next sort of, 3 to 5 years will be to grow into multi-million turnover. And then, yeah, I mean, I know the way my brain works. Once I get to that level, we'll probably want to go to the next level again then. But yeah, like I said, we're a long way off that yet, but we are making steps towards it. And that's probably something again, going back to the difficult times, you can't always do things as quick as you want them to be happening either. I mean, I always want to be moving forward, so to speak. So that's been part of what I found tough the last couple of years. I had to accept that we got to just slow down, get everything set back up, and just sort of, take it slow for a few years, and then we can hopefully then we can ramp up then from there. But we want to employ more people. We want to have a bigger team. We want to invest back into the business. But yeah, like I said, it all goes back into all the different challenges of getting customers, cash flow, all these various things. It's all got to sort of work together.
Yeah, I mean, it takes time as well. It often takes 10 years to build a business that is sustainable without you in it, so that you can just constantly focusing on growing it. And sometimes it's just time you need. And yeah, a lot of the time there's so much going on that you just have to go through those levels, don't you? And I'm no doubt that you'll be, pushing that way, especially over the next 3 to 5 years, because God forbid, hopefully we won't have cost of living crisis, COVID, European war, everything, Brexit, everything else that we've had literally it's a miracle that there's any business left, to be honest. So there's certainly been some challenges.
The last couple of years, it just feels like something every year, some massive sort of thing just happens that makes you think like, what could actually happen next? It's